saying, everything rises and falls on leadership. Question is, what is leadership? Leadership is a practical skill encompassing the ability of an individual to lead or guide other individuals, teams, or organizations. Quotes of leaders, what leaders say about leadership. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Comes from John Maxwell. He's just kind of the guru, and a lot of books are written by this guy on leadership. And I always encourage people, if you see one of his books, pick it up because it's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to leadership. This is Nelson Mandela said, it is better to lead from behind and able to put others in front, especially when you celebrate victory, when nice things occur. You take the front line when there is danger, then people will appreciate your leadership. Then John Maxwell, how did I get that again? Oh, Theodore Roosevelt said, people ask the difference between a leader and a boss. Appreciate your leadership.
Oh, they can hear us. Good thing we was talking about something positive.
Yeah. John Maxwell. I need to be quiet then. Theodore Roosevelt said. Hey everybody, how's everybody doing out there today? This is Bishop and Bishop, and this is Fire Talk. We're certainly glad to have you once again to join in with us for another fiery talk, and we got some good stuff today that we're going to share with you and discuss, and this will help you whether you're in church or whether you outside of church, where you have your own business or whatever capacity, or you may be a parent, you may be a father, or just a man, or just a woman. And these skills that we're going to share with you and talk to you about today I think it's going to help you as you have your walk with the Lord Jesus Christ. And I want to say to you once again, call somebody, share with somebody that Fire Talk Bishop and Bishop now is on social media. Facebook Live. We also got other platforms that you can join us, and I'm certainly glad to have my co-host with me today, and that is the Erica Bishop. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Always doing great. Every time I'm here for Fire Talk.
I'm glad to hear that. Now you notice this was not planned. She walked. I know y'all wanting. Bishop got a hat on, and Erica Bishop got a hat on. What's going on today? This was not planned. This was certainly not planned. She walked in with her hat on. I think it's nice. It said love, and we certainly need love today. She's all masked up with jean look and the pink outfit. If you notice, I got my ball cap, America, STL, St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm matching too. So I said, you know what? Since you got your hat on, I'm going to get mine, and we're just going to do something different.
Right. Amen.
How about that?
I'm with it.
All right, you
All
ready?
right, I'm ready.
I'm ready today. Now, our talk today, our fiery talk today, is about a look at leadership. A look at leadership. We need to stop, take the time out, and just talk and discuss about leadership. And we got the upcoming November election.
Yes.
We have
Vote.
Vote. We got Biden now has been elected for the Democrats along with Harris. Here we have Trump looking to be renominated along with his assistant, Vice President Pence. But you know, right now across our world, there's talk about leadership.
Yes.
Leadership.
Yes.
Whether if it's in the church, pastor, or congregation, everybody's looking for leadership. They're asking, what is leadership?
Right.
What does it look like? You know, we got bad leaders and good leaders, and everybody looking for leadership. And there are things that have been said about Trump, and we all talk about, you know, Obama. I mean, all leaders, presidents, and we're not here to talk about the election, but we all have flaws, and we all have shortcomings, and there's no perfect leader out there, you know, perfect president, but you ought to have some type of leadership skills.
Yes.
You know, there's churches out there today, pulpit is vacant because the former pastor passed or died or incapacitated. He can't preach or pastor church, lead the church anymore, and they're looking for a good pastor, but not just a pastor, but need a good leader.
Exactly.
Okay, you ready to go with it today?
I'm ready to go.
All right, all right. Now I would like to start out with a scripture to kind of help us go along. The topic today is titled, A Look at Leadership. A Look at Leadership. Okay, Proverbs 29:18 in the New King James Version says, where there is no revelation, your Bible says vision, the people cast a restraint and perish. That's what your Bible says, deal with the perish part. So we're going to talk about leadership today. And I kind of always start out as the introduction, and I found some things I'd like to share with you now. And whether you are in some kind of leadership role, this will help you, whether you're in the boardroom, organization, or you're a team member, a team player, a team leader, whether you're in a small church, a mega church, ministry, business, corporations, whatever. I mean, you know, whether you're a parent, you're still a leader, or a grandmother, grandfather. We all are in a leadership capacity, or in that capacity or that role. So you just can't just say, not me.
Right.
You know, I'm not like Charles Barkley, not me. I'm not a role model.
Right.
But you are, because people, you're out there, people watching you with your life, your character, what you say. So yes, you out front. Okay. Now, everybody needs or look for leadership or good leadership. I think in today's culture, there is lack of leadership compared to the days of old. We had M.A. King, we had Jesse Jackson, Malcolm X, Kennedy. We just celebrated the life of John Lewis, a great leader. I mean, no, we can go on, and the list goes on, white or black, whatever you want to say. We had good leadership. And so I think today that's what's missing is lack of leadership. Okay, now the former United States surgeon said that he basically kind of slammed President Donald Trump over the lack of leadership in handling the COVID-19 outbreak, stating that we need a leader who inspires us to practice social distancing as well as wearing masks. You know what the old saying is everything rises and fall on
Good
leadership.
That's the truth.
And I can kind of understand that because I've been pastoring Greater Pentecostal Church of God for a little bit over 30 years. I don't know how I've done it, but I know it was the help of the Lord to lead God's people. I've been seeing several generations has passed and gone or left and went on to the other ministries, but we are still here. We're still leading God's people that's up under my flock. The question will be is, what is a leader? What is a leader? I looked it up in the dictionary. Leadership is a practical skill encompasses the ability of an individual to lead or guide other individuals or teams or organizations or ministries. There's some quotes. Here's some quotes I want to give to you. What leaders say about leadership. This is John C. Maxwell. I call him the guru of leadership. If you see anything out there, Barnes and Nobles, or on the internet, or Amazon.com, pick up his books. They're excellent when it comes to leadership. And if you're in that role, pick it up. He even has a Bible, leadership Bible.
I think I
have
got
one.
that.
I got it. And actually, I pulled it off my shelf today, trying to glean some things, for this program. But he says this. He said, a leader, now listen to this, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. That's John C. Maxwell. This is what Nelson Mandela, he's a great leader. It is better to lead from behind, to put others in front, especially when you celebrate victory when nice things occur. You take the front line when there is danger, then people will appreciate your leadership. And that's basically dealing with taking full responsibility of things when things. I'm saying like this. I look at our church as a ship. I'm the captain of the ship. And I'm one like this. I'm gonna go up with the ship. I'm gonna go down with the ship.
Amen.
I mean, if I'm on the last one on board, I'm gonna go down with it. I'm gonna take full responsibility of what goes on for us, whatever goes on in the church. Something goes wrong or whatever. I'm saying just count to me. I'll take the hit because I'm the one that's the lead guy in this place. Okay, that was Nelson Mandela. Then we also had Theodore Roosevelt. He was a great leader. He said, people ask the difference between a leader and a boss. The leader leads and the boss drives. Now I'm gonna pause right there because when I look at Trump, he's the president of the United States of America. I respect him. I pray for him. A lot of things I don't understand, what he's doing, and look like he's all over the place, and look like you wonder whether he have a vision or not. But I can say that Trump, he leads as a boss. A boss drives. I mean, I'm signing executive orders. And that's where it's done. You got to be done like that. But when you look at his style, he's not really uniting the country. And that's one thing I can say about Obama. Anything that went on in this country in his tenure as a president, I mean, he always stood out there and said, hey, we're gonna come together. We're gonna make it through. He didn't try to divide, the country. I mean, whatever it was, the shooting, he was there. He made press conferences, and he tried to keep America together, regardless, what color skin you were or whatever. But I would say, if I had to look at the two leadership, I can look at Obama as being a leader. I mean, he got problems. He had problems too. Then I look at, on the other side, I look at Trump. I just look at him as a boss. I mean, that's what he ran, corporations and what do you say about that?
I really don't, when it comes to the two of them or just really Trump, he does run the country like his personal business, and I feel that that might be where a lot of his shortcomings fall at. Is, you know, this is not just one small isolated corporation, you know,
Right.
with just your employees. This is all of America. This is a nation that is under your leadership. And so you have to think about the whole nation, not just what you want or how you want it to go. Because a lot of times, and what I'm learning just by studying different corporations, a lot of leaders are self-motivated. And a lot of his intentions and his intentionality is all about self and not what's best for the people. Because
Right.
typically, when you're a leader, your vision is never on yourself.
Right.
Your vision is always forward, and you're considering every little step you take. You're considering, how is this going to affect the people that follow me?
Right.
Your vision is always about the bigger picture.
The bigger picture.
And it doesn't seem like he always looks at the bigger picture when he's speaking and when he's delegating. It's about, well, this country did this, you know, and they did that, and you can't. It's difficult to be a great leader and always place blame somewhere else.
Right.
You have to take responsibility, and that's one of the many challenges of leadership is
True.
owning up to your faults, owning up to what went right, owning up to what went wrong, and taking responsibility for it all.
That's a talk of a leader. You see that already. A rising star. Rising star. Leaders help themselves and others to do the right thing.
Yep.
They set direction, they build an inspiring vision, you just said that, and create something new. Now, here it is. When we talk about lack of leadership, we have to look at what are the qualities of a leader or qualities of having leadership. Because that's very important. I mean, regardless if you're in church, if you are leading the usher board, or if you're in the kitchen ministry, or whether you leading the church as a pastor, or maybe you are in a corporation and you the CEO officer, or I mean, I don't care where you're at, there are some qualities I think that goes along with just having a title.
Right.
Because a lot of folk, they like that title.
That's it.
I'm the president.
Right.
I'm the apostle. I'm the bishop. I'm the manager over the finance, the controller, whatever the case may be. The title was fine.
Right.
But you got to be able to deal with people.
Yes.
And people got problems. You got difficult people. Sometimes people come to work and they look like they had a bad night or something, you know. And you got to keep them focused on the projects and keep trying to move the projects and everything, the vision, moving along and deal with certain things. And then you have your own personal problem that you got to leave at home.
Right.
And I always say this, I'm a leader, I got problems, you know, I got issues that I deal with, personal things. You know, I have a family, I have a wife, but I don't bring that luggage with me when I hit that door.
Right.
When I hit the door, my mind is on GPC.
Right.
Okay, so I hit that door, whatever I've been through, whatever I was going through, it's outside. I'm gonna come in. You don't know if I'm hurting inside,
Right.
if I'm crying,
Right.
or the pain I'm feeling. You know,
Right.
I'm coming with this big smile.
Right.
How you doing, baby? We're
Right.
gonna make it.
Right.
We're gonna go through this together.
Right.
You know, I'm patting heads and hugging babies and
Right.
you know all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And people look for that. As a leader, they look for encouragement
Yes.
from their leader.
Yes, they do.
Now, it's a bad thing when the leader is discouraged. How can he encourage you?
Right.
You know, and that's a question.
All by itself.
All by itself. All by itself. So let me just throw out some things about the qualities of a leader. You want to be a leader, you want to be over something, you got to have some qualities.
Yes.
Some of the qualities that you said, you ought to be trustworthy. You ought to have courage. You ought to have discipline.
Yes.
I mean, all these are tops.
Yes.
I mean, nothing is in order. Discipline, strength, integrity. You must be a communicator. Accountability, committed. The list goes on and on. I don't know if you can add anything else with that you can think of, but I try to hit all of it I can.
Internal strength.
Internal strength.
J-Lo, she said vision.
Vision.
Because where we going?
Right.
Where you going?
Right.
Where we going?
Right.
You hit it, trustworthiness, attentiveness, because people are going to bring a lot to you. You
Yes.
got to pay attention and have tact. Okay? I really want to emphasize tact. Because
Emphasize it.
tact.
Not a thumbtack, but tact.
T-A-C-T, meaning wisdom.
Yeah.
That's a big thing that a lot of younger leaders don't really realize that you have to have. Discipline. And just to go back to discipline, you have to be disciplined when, like you just said, when you walk in the door, disciplined enough to leave your personal luggage at home, disciplined enough to keep going when nobody is following you, disciplined to stick with your plan and your vision, disciplined to keep going when people throwing stones at you,
Right.
when people hating on you, when people stabbing you in the back, disciplined to just keep getting up every morning and keep going, keep hitting the buttons until you hit the right buttons. The perseverance, I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
You just have to have internal perseverance. But to take it back to discipline, tact, a big part of leadership is knowing how to conduct yourself. Now, and I get it, like you just said, we all have personal lives, and various leaders do whatever it is that they do in their personal life. But what is it that we've learned with cancel culture? A lot of that personal life can get caught up in your professional life, and you can lose everything you have.
That's right.
Just because you don't know how to keep your mouth closed.
Right.
Just because you don't know how to be disciplined and say, you know what, I'm not going to be out in public drinking and smoking. I'm going to do that at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that's your thing, I'm not
Right.
encouraging or,
Right.
soliciting that, but I'm just saying, having enough discipline to leave whatever personal issues that you have going on with yourself, leave that in your home. Don't bring that to the forefront, because then your leadership looks faulty and shaky, and we don't see you as someone stable. And so that's why it's important to have tact, because the people following you need to see you as someone stable.
Yes.
Okay?
And she actually talking about character. And character is what you are in the dark.
Yes.
And that's a quote by D.L. Moody out of Chicago, Illinois. Character is what you are in the dark. Now, folk can be ever be a person out front, like the cameras and stuff like that. But then when the cameras are off, what
Who
kind
are
of
you?
person are you? What kind of person are you, or who are you? Okay, so character goes a long way. You could be gifted, so talented. I see it right in the church today. I mean, when people are so gifted and they're so talented to lead a church, to lead to visions and get some things done, achieve some things and accomplish some things. But when the lights is off, the cameras is off, when they shut the door, then there is another person that you say, is that the same person? And that's dealing with character. And you got to know how to treat people. I think we need to bring that up.
Customer service, treat people, character, all of that.
You got to learn how to treat people. That's very important. You can't say, because they go off on you, and people, hey, being a leader,
You're going to get gone off on.
yes, many times. I mean, I know we're in church, but, if you're not in church, you may have a supervisor, somebody, or you feel like cursing them out, and you feel like punching them out and doing some stuff, or I don't care, I'll fire them, I'll get rid of them, I don't care, I can get somebody else. And sometimes it just ain't that easy.
No, it's not.
And so
It's
you
not.
have to learn how to reward and treat people right and do the right thing.
Yep.
Do the
Bishop,
right-
and that's something that I actually, just to have a moment of transparency, I learned that the hard way in my 20s. But it was good that I made those mistakes, because even as a leader, even if you're growing into your position as a leader, you will make mistakes. Nobody is perfect.
That's right.
And a good leader knows how to take those hard places and those trials and those mistakes and figure out, okay, here's where I went wrong. This is what I did right. Now, how can I be a better leader in the future? Or if this situation comes across
Right.
again, how can I handle it better next time?
That's so good. And I know in my experiences leading, I always look at people. And everybody has a different personality, different outlook. There's some things you can say to this person that you can't say to that person.
Knowing your people.
Knowing your people, and that's very important. And you able to develop a group of people that you can work with when you know everybody giftings and everybody talents, and sometimes you know what bothers a person, personalities and issues and things like that. And you got to be able to cry with folk. You got to be able to laugh with folk. You got to I mean, leaders got to be all around, man.
Yeah.
All around.
All the time.
Yeah, and that's what thing they were saying about Biden. They saying he's a man of sympathy and he cares for folk. He has a heart, not just a head for knowledge and intelligence, but he also has a heart for people, regardless, you know, of what color you are. And even Jesus, if you really want to know who one of the greatest leaders that walked the earth, it was Jesus Christ.
Yep.
And if you really want to be a good leader, study the Bible, and you will find out, amen, a whole lot how to be a good leader.
Yes, you will.
All right. Now, let's move on. Leadership is about mapping out where you need to go to win as a team or organization, and its dynamics exciting and inspiring. Yet while leaders set the direction, they must also use management skills to guide their people to the right destination, smooth and efficient way. Now, I wrote these down. I thought this was good. I've been saying this all the time. I talk to pastors all over the world, locally, in other cities, other states, and even in other countries. And all pastors, and I'm coming from that perspective, had different leadership styles. And you won't really find not just one pastor would lead his congregation the same way another pastor is. It's just like a family.
Yeah.
Everybody's different.
Right.
But I always say, sometimes I hear complaints. I don't really care for Pastor so. I don't care if the way he do things. You know, they do this, they do that, they do it this way. But this is what I tell pastors and other men of God, that we're up under people. I'm up under somebody by the name of Apostle Bishop Larry Baylor, and he has his own leadership style. I have a leadership style. Other folks have a leadership style. But I always say to pastors, look, you got to understand one thing. Everybody has a different leadership style.
Yes.
Everybody does. And we want to talk. I think I listed about 6 of them that I found. And some of these can overlap.
Yeah.
Some of these you can be used in different environments. It could be used in different time, different places, but they're all used one time or another. Now the first one is called the coach.
That's
the
why we
coaching
got our hats
style. Yeah.
Coaching hats.
Yeah, the coaching style. And when I think about, and I kind of use that style a lot myself. I can see myself in that. And we're just going to kind of hit each and every one of them. And you can just chime in as we go along. The coach style, he builds a team. And he develops and he trains individuals through the skills and the abilities to achieve that vision. And when I look at the word, I don't want to seem like we having Bible class tonight, but I am a pastor, so
right.
I do refer. But if you look at Jesus, he was a great leader to walk this earth. And the first thing he did, he formed a team.
Yes, he did.
He formed the team. And you may be in a place now where you have your own organization, you may have your own business, or even a family. The first thing as a leader, you want to build a team.
Yes.
They're like me and you, we're a team.
Yes.
So one person, but then you got 2 people, that's a team. So what happens is that the other people that's on your team, you take those skills that they have and then you develop it and you train them to achieve the vision that you have for the corporation or the job.
Yep.
Or even sports, I mean basketball, football, baseball. You have the coach, and he sees these talented players. And I think the biggest challenge, and I read this somewhere, I may not get it right. I don't care how many talented players that a coach may have or a team may have, the challenge and the biggest challenge he has is to get everybody to do what? Play together. You know, because you got a lot of egos. And,
Yes.
you know, you got some can hit the ball, some can three-pointers, but you got to be able to have them guys work together. I watched I don't know if you had a chance to watch it, but I watched the documentary, Michael Jordan. And what made, at first when he started out, he was an individualist. You know, he thought he could win. He had talent. I mean, he's talented. But he thought that he could just take and kind of forget about or shine the other four players that are out there on the court. But he finally recognized that he could not win and have all those rings and all that without the other four players.
Yep.
It was a team.
Yep.
He found out it's a team effort.
Kobe Bryant learned that later on too.
Right. He showed you right. You're right. You're certainly right. And so Phil Jackson, he noticed.
Yep.
Also, he noticed what he had as a team. These guys wasn't that tall, 7-footers,
Right.
like Lou Alcindor and Bill Russell, but they had talent.
Yeah.
But he knew how to mash that talent together and come up with some wins.
Yep.
What do you say? All right. Well, just look at it like this. You look at Michael Jordan. He was a star. He was the point guy. I mean, he was the go-to guy. Then you had Scottie Pippen.
Right.
He's a sidekick. He's
Yes,
the
he
assistant.
was. They was
You know.
Batman and Robin.
Right. And then you had my other boy. He was a rebounder.
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
Yep.
Those were the three.
Yep.
Now, there were some other guys, don't get me wrong, but those were the three. And you got to know your role.
Yes.
See, a lot of times when we in leadership, we get out of our lane. Now,
Amen.
I'm a pastor here, senior pastor, Greater Pentecostal, but also I serve as the assistant prelay or assistant overseer of Higher Ground. I know how to stay in my lane.
Right.
I'm not the presider. I'm a assistant to the presider.
Right.
Now my job, my role is to help him any way I can help him to push the vision along.
The vision.
Right.
Not your vision.
Not my vision.
The vision.
That's right. And that's how you have church splits.
Yep.
You have corporations and businesses, all these type of things. They split because you got to understand your role as being a part of the organization. You're not there to take over. You're not there to try to tell everybody. Your job is, or your role is, to work with the team,
Yep.
work with your leader,
Yep.
and know your role and work that role.
Right.
That's the coaching style. Coaches, sometimes they have to pull people aside and say, look, man, you can do better than that.
Yep.
Sometimes I have my mentors, I say, man, you know, just come on now. You can do it. Be encouraged. Be at church. Pray. Come on, read a little bit more. Study a little bit more. That's the coaching style.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes people take coaching style wrong.
Yes, they
You don't
do.
like me. The coach don't like me.
Right.
I heard that. Sometimes I felt like that.
Right.
When I was playing basketball and sports, I thought my coach didn't like me.
Yeah.
He would get on me.
Yep.
You ain't doing this right. No. I said, man, I'm going to quit the team.
Yep.
No, don't quit the team. Don't quit the church. Don't quit the business, because what's happening, the coach, that's his style, but he sees greater in you.
Yes.
He sees something in you that you don't see in yourself.
Yeah.
He sees you becoming, he sees you involving in something greater to make the whole team and the vision come to pass.
And see, you can't get oil without pressing the olives. Come on, somebody.
All right, you
Now,
sound
that's
like
a
my
word.
daughter. Yeah. You sound like my daughter. Come on, somebody.
Well, she knows. She
Yeah.
knows. But yeah, it takes a little pressing
Right.
of that person to pull out the talent.
Right.
And then what my mom taught me was, since I got my love hat on today,
Yeah.
what she taught me is, she said, you know why your teachers are hard on you, and you know why your grandmother and your aunt, and you know why we so hard on you? Because we see the potential.
That's it.
And we don't want it to go to waste.
That's right.
And I would just be so mad, like, how come I can't go here? How come I can't go there? I can't do what they do. Because you're not them.
Right.
And we putting you on a trajectory to success and greatness. And that is what leaders do when they step on you. Well, not step on, but they press you. That's what I want to say.
Okay.
When they press you, they want you to excel and achieve and be great.
Right.
And so, you know, that's what that's
They're
about.
not being mean. The coach is not mean. Your supervisor is not mean.
Right.
Even your pastor is not mean. Really, like she said, it's a sign that they love you.
Yes.
And they want to see better for you. They want to see you greater. And even, you got to look at it even further than that one day that you really will be in that spot
Yes.
where you're going to have to do what? Teach somebody, nurture somebody,
Yes.
mentor somebody.
Yep.
But you have got some good lessons from your leader, from your pastor. Okay? Y'all with us today?
They with
This
us.
is good stuff now.
They with us.
All right, now that's one style, coaching style. You can even do that at home. I'm going to talk to the parents out there. Be a coach to your children. Don't be a friend, be a coach. You can't be a coach and a friend. You must be a coach. There's a lot of parents out there, they want to be friends to their children. You know, they want to hang out with them and all that. Listen, you must become a coach. Tell your children you can make it. You can do better in school. You ought to bring that C up to a B. You going to college. Come on. I mean, you got to stay in their behind, stay
Yes.
in their butt, you know, so they can become better, better achievers. That's what a coach do. Amen. I've seen coaches, I mean, they really curse the players out. They got in their face, and some of them even got into fights, and they didn't see eye to eye and all that kind of stuff. But the whole deal was that they cared for the team and that individual, and because they're trying to see them reach a goal
Yes.
and to work on it. Okay, now we got another style. We're going from a coaching style, and some leaders have a servant style. Servant style. Now, you may ask the question, what is a servant style? Leadership is when someone works with the people first mindset. I mean, they're with the people. They're down with the people, helping the team play to their strength. In other words, he's not somewhere in another room just calling the shots.
Right.
He's down in the trenches with the people. He's working with the team. I mean, he's getting dirty. He's pulling his sleeves back. I know I have some of that myself.
Yes, you do.
Sometimes my folk tell me here, Pastor, go in your office. Go home. Get some sleep. My deacons tell me, you don't have to be out here, but I'm just a person. I'm hands-on. I have a servant spirit.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. The only way you can be a great leader, you got to learn how to serve.
That's it.
A lot of people want to jump into leadership without fellowship. But you got to have fellowship before leadership. And I learned early on under my leaders, Elder Joshua, late Elder Joshua, and Ernestine Joshua, I learned how to be a good follower.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think, you know, it helped me to be a good leader
It does.
because I served.
It does. You
And-
learn so much
Yeah.
in that position of servanthood. You learn all the behind the scenes. Oh, that's how you do that. Oh, that's how you do this. Because even though they were my relatives, my grandmother, my mom, and my aunt, they were also my leaders, especially my aunt. And just serving and learning and being behind the scenes, because that's where I've spent the majority of my life. I'm really just now in my 30s stepping out as a leader, but I've been serving all my life. And so when I was sitting down next to her, she was like, this how you do that, this how you do this, not knowing that what happened was going to happen. So when it happened, because I had been serving since I was a child, I knew what to do. And I was able to jump right into action
Right.
because I had served.
Right. That's right. Serve. So even Jesus, as being a leader, he also had servitude. He was
Yes, he did.
he was a man that served the people.
Yes, he
He
did.
said, I didn't come into the world to be served, but I come to serve. And we saw that throughout his ministry where Christ served the people. One great example, when they had the washing of the feet, and he took the water, the pan, and the towel, and he began to wash his disciples' feet. And the disciples like, oh, wait a minute, no, not Christ, not Jesus.
Right.
But he was showing them humility
Yes.
and to serve.
Yes.
And so I think that's what's missing in lack of leadership today. We must go back to square one to say, I got to learn how to serve, to serve. Get my hands wet.
Yes.
And whatever my hands find to do, I'm going to jump in
Yes.
and just do whatever I can. And then when people see you working and being a part of something, they don't mind following you. They don't mind doing some things. 'Cause
Yeah.
I see my pastor.
Yes.
I don't think he should do everything, don't get me wrong. But, you know, if you see him got a mop in his hand, take that mop away and you start mopping. You know, but I'm just saying that he has that spirit, or your company supervisor has that spirit. You can learn something from them because I believe they probably came up the hard way,
Yeah.
from the bottom up.
Yep.
And people tell me some of the best leaders was the one who came from the bottom up, not from the top going in, because they understand the work because they've been there
All the
before.
parts. Yep.
All right, we got coaching style, serving style. Now we have visionary style. Can you speak on that?
Okay. So Bishop wrote here, vision provides direction, sets priorities, and provides a marker. Provides a marker. Okay.
Right.
Leadership is,
Proactive,
I'm trying to read his writing,
Yeah.
y'all.
problem solver.
Looking ahead and
Right.
not being satisfied with the way things are.
Right.
Progressiveness.
That's it.
Being progressive.
Right.
You want me to keep going to the next one?
Let's finish.
We're going to pause right here on.
on vision.
Okay.
I think as a leader must have a vision. You spoke earlier on that, that when it came to Trump and other leaders, that leaders must have a vision for the country,
Yes.
for a ministry, for the company. And I'm sure that you heard it a lot when you guys had y'all company, CHS, it was a vision.
Yes.
Well, let me just stop there. We know there was health care, but outside of there was some other components that went along with that for the vision, because it was much more than just, being satisfied. Well, we got an office, you got an office, and
Right.
we got an automobile vehicle with our little logo on the side,
Right.
magnetic sign, But, vision sometimes is much more than just those
stuff.
2 or 3 things.
Yeah.
Can you speak on that?
Well, for us, really for my grandmother, because God gave her the vision and she birthed it, and it was her leadership that inspired the rest of us to even want to follow her vision, which was to provide something for people who wouldn't ordinarily be able to access it.
Okay.
She wanted to provide services for poor people in urban areas who had no idea that these different services existed. And she saw that it was unfair that people of means were able to access these services, but people without means couldn't have that. And so she wanted to even the playing field. Her vision was to even the playing field for everyone. That's why she always says, it's for everyone, because that's where her heart is.
Right.
It was about inclusiveness and including everyone into the picture of her vision. And so that was our vision, is to expand it towards those who otherwise would not have been able to even know about these services without us being there.
Yes.
That was the vision.
That was the vision.
Yep.
A visionarian. And so leaders must have a vision for the corporation or the organization or even the ministry. So what vision does, vision sets priorities, provides markers, and it provides direction. It lets the other employees know that when they're hired, this is the direction we're going to take.
Right.
Because if you don't have vision, you know what will happen? Folks will take their own course.
Yep.
They will take their own direction. So, well, we're going to do it like this.
Right.
But no, that's not the vision. So you have to have some things in place so your people, your team, or whatever you have, they know where you're going. They know where you're going and the destination where you can achieve and that you can have great success. So vision is very important when it comes to leadership and leading people. Okay, number 4, we have democratic style. I'll use that one quite a bit too. I use that. I said some of these are overlap. Now,
I'm thinking about our country. That's why I'm laughing.
yeah, democracy, democratic. When it deals with democratic or democracy, it deals with people.
Yes.
People themselves. It deals with the team. In other words, sometimes when I meet with my team or meet with the leadership team, I'll sit down and I'll say, well, the Lord has put on my mind to do such and such a project. Then I'm looking to open for everybody to kind of input. Give me some. Matter of fact, when we had, I remember Sister Dalton was on my, we had the harvest team.
Oh, yeah.
And we would meet. You know, I think we had about 8, maybe 10 people. We would meet, and I would throw out an idea. I'm kind of the big picture guy.
Right. Right.
I had this picture, but then I look for a team of people help me to put the details together.
Right.
And I would say, well, all right, this year for harvest time, we're going to have something dealing with Final Four.
Right.
And they'll say,
That was a good one.
yeah, and they said, Bishop, what about putting a goal up? What about the jerseys? What about this? What about, and everybody chiming in.
Right.
That's what you call democratic. That's when you want everybody to chime in. Not that I'm trying to take over,
Right.
but I want everybody to really be a part of the, because it's a vision. It's also dealing with a team coming together, and everybody has input, has a voice.
Yes.
A lot of times, you know, sometimes in corporations and organizations and businesses, a lot of times people are part of something, but they don't have no voice.
Right.
And sometimes what I notice, Erica, is sometimes that person on your team, and you kind of got them quiet or zipped up voice, they may have the idea,
Yep.
they may have something that can really blow the project up, and you shutting them down.
Right.
Not being bad or negative, but you're not allowing them to have a voice. So the democratic style is you're allowing people to have a voice. Now, some things are, you know, it's good, some it's not. Some
Right.
things are positive, some things are negative,
Right.
some things will work,
Yep.
some things don't work.
Right.
But at least speak up.
Yeah.
Because, hey, you may be the very thing that will make this thing happen,
Yep.
snap, you know, and pop.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the
true.
democratic style, and because people do have ideas.
Yes.
I mean that's the way God made us.
Yes.
You got ideas. Just now, let me tell you something. Just like this fire talk, Bishop and Bishop. Now I don't just run over
No.
my co-host, but I ask her. I need some input. What can we do next? What's our show could be? You a part of this. I want you to have your voice, and I want to hear what you guys say. What guests? Because we're a team. We're working together. And that's one thing that people have not learned in today in the church, outside church. We got to learn how to work together
Yes.
and not be divided.
Yeah.
And that's what's wrong now. Democrats, you got the Republicans, everybody divided.
Man,
If we want this country to be great again,
we got to come together
we got
again.
to come together again. I like that. Yeah, yeah. And so we have another style. It's called autocratic style. Autocratic style. It's a style say my way or hit the highway.
Trump.
Yeah. And so that style of leadership is very aggressive, very aggressive leadership style, and it's based on control and kind of based like a military style. You know, you do this, and normally they get a lot done. But and some people don't like to be up under an autocratic style. But they achieve a lot and they get a lot done. And some people are like that, you know, today in their corporation and in their company. I even seen in the church. You have some pastors are very controlling.
Yes.
I mean, and there's nothing wrong, you know, where you want things done, but don't treat people like robots. You pointing the finger and you didn't do this right. You scolding them. You saying this and saying that. You know, you being more controlling.
Right.
And if you don't be careful, you be operating in the Jezebel spirit, and you don't want to run that.
No, right.
But a lot of times you see churches and you see people, you know, members like, if the pastor shouts, they gonna shout. If the pastor kind of solemn, they solid.
Right.
It's control.
No
You know,
individuality.
no visuality, and you should have some freedom. But some people, they like that style. Some people use that style, and sometimes it works for some people and some organizations. You know, I don't know if I can be up on a style like that, but that's a style.
I think that kind of works in spurts. You know what I mean? Like, let's say, like you just said, they might all overlap all of these styles. I think the autocratic style might work best when things start getting out of control and spiraling, and then you have to be the one to take the reins back and say,
Right.
wait, this where we going, this
Right.
the vision.
Right.
But just to be a dictator,
Yeah.
that's kind of, you know, I don't know, I just think about manipulation when I think about a controlling person.
That's true. Yeah. All right, now we have the last, final one, and this one, I can explain it better than I can pronounce it.
Laissez-faire.
She said it.
I think I said it.
I think she said it. She did a better job than me. Now, it's a French word that means let them do. Let them do. The English way or define it is let it be. Let it be. In other words, leadership is it's a hands-off style. I have used that. I may tell somebody something, and sometimes I don't say anything, and I just kind of step back
Right.
just to see what they're gonna do
Right.
and how would it get done.
Yep.
That's hands-off. Okay. Leadership it's a leadership that has hands-off style, where delegating tasks is regulated occurrence. You just tell a person, look, here's the project. I want some invite cards, or we need something done out there on the side of the church for as gardening and planting, or that room back there need this, or the company, we need another room. Can you dress it up? So you just kind of step aside, give them assignment, give them a task, and just let them go for it.
Right.
Now, when you step back in, you may not like the color, you may not like the flow, you may not like, you know, they've hung the picture over here,
Right.
and you like it over there, but at least you let them go
Yeah.
and let them, you know, go for it and take your hands off them. Because what you're doing is you're developing leaders, you're
Yeah.
producing leaders.
Right.
And leaders need some room, they need some liberty and some freedom, you know, to go forward.
Right.
So that's another leadership style. Now, I'm gonna ask 3 questions out there to you guys, and we might get some here. We got coach style, servant style, visionary style, democratic, autocratic. We got the one laissez-faire, let them go. My question to you would be, what type of leader do people need you to be? That's a question. What type of leader do people need you to be? That's one question. You can answer tonight, put something out there, or, you know, you can just email us. 2 is, what type of leader do you want to be? Now that's a good one.
That is.
You know, what type of leader you want to be. Now I shared with you, Erica shared with you, we was very candid, very transparent. Our leadership style, like I said, there's not one that I don't use. There's several there, they may overlap, that there's my style. And coaching probably is my number. Coaching and serving 1 and 2. No, I say 1, 2, 3, and 4. Coach style, servant style, visionary style, and democratic style. I would say those are the ones that I probably use the most. My strengths are right in them 4. Okay, now the question would be, what type of leadership does the situation call for? Because see, you don't want to go in with a vision and say, well, we need to do this, we need to do this. Some cases, you have to stand up and say, this is the vision. Bang, bang, bang. And this is not the time to have autocratic, where we're going to have, I'm saying democratic, where we're going to have the team come in, everybody got input.
Right.
There's some things I have done, I didn't have the input, but I said, hey, we got to get this done.
Right.
And then mapped it out and looking for everybody to jump on board. Go back to my character that you would trust me.
Right.
You know, and I think that's a lot that leaders don't have today. We got a lot of people out here in professional field that people just don't trust anymore. Don't trust the police, don't trust the mayor, they don't trust businessmen. And it's true because we see things happen out here that's going on. And he said, I don't know whether if I want to use him or not, or I don't know if I want to do business with him or not, because I've heard so much bad things.
Right.
And certainly what we see today, everything is going on, people swindling, corruption, people in high status, and people going to jail, and people in court, things are being said about this and that.
Right.
But, you know, leaders, let me say this, you got to be trustworthy.
Yes.
And like I said, I thank God for my congregation because I have built up credibility and trust with the people of God. I have people put money in my hand and say, Pastor, don't worry about it. I know you're going to do the right thing. And so I don't want to misuse that.
Exactly.
Abuse my power.
Exactly.
Abuse my leadership. Because that's happening today in corporations. We hear so many things about men and women doing things abusive to women and hatred and doing things behind the back and racism.
Ellen show.
All that. So that's going on now. So you got to be trusted.
Yes.
You got to be trusted. You know. Anything else you want to add and say as we throw those questions out? What type of leader do people need you to be? What type of leader do you want to be? And what type of leadership does the situation call for?
Well, I think if I'm going to answer, just to start it off, and you all can feel free to leave your responses in the comments, even after the show is over, because we both go back and rewatch the show.
Right.
So feel free to please leave your feedback in the comments. But I think for me, the one that sticks out the most is what type of leader do you want to be? I think that's very important for a leader to ask themselves at the beginning of the journey. What am I doing? What type of leader do I want to be? What's my vision? Where am I going? And what type of people do I want to have with me? What type of team do I need? And I think another one will be how to implement all of these styles and what is the appropriate moment to implement all of these styles. I think that's a big question that every leader should sit down and really reflect and meditate on before they embark on any journey. So again, here are all the six styles. Coaching style, servant style, visionary style, democratic style, autocratic style, and laissez-faire, I hope I'm saying it right, style. And so Sister Sweeney asked if she could have a copy of this. And so, Sister Sweeney, we're going to get that to you. Just inbox me or email Bishop, and we'll figure out a way to get that to you. And I'm pretty sure some other people are going to want a copy of this, Bishop. So are you going to give copies of this class out, or are you going to teach it again?
Either way, let me tell you that I got to get my computer back because my computer's in the shop. Because I would have had all this typed up, so it's all handwritten. But I definitely want to teach this again.
Yes, I think it's necessary.
Definitely, I want to put it on PowerPoint or some kind of teaching style. I mean, a teaching lesson, so I can teach this again to any leadership class, or I may ask to teach on leadership. I think this is a good lesson. I just put this together just today.
Y'all put your hands together for our leader, Bishop Colvin, or put some hearts up.
Yeah.
That's how we clap hands now. We putting hearts up and likes up for teaching this class.
And give Erica Bishop a hand because she created the theme and the topic for tonight, and she put the bones out there. I just put the meat on the bones, that's all. So that's a team.
That's teamwork.
Teamwork, teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
There you go. Final words?
I actually don't have any today, Bishop.
Okay, all right. And we certainly thank God for you guys. I hope you got a lot out of this today. I think it was a good discussion, good talk. Some things that we normally don't talk about, leadership styles. And I know we come from a church perspective, but these are good principles. Excuse me. These are good principles that you can use whatever role, whatever area you are in life, whether you're a mother, a father, a husband, or whether you have your own corporation, whether you're in ministry. These are good principles that will help you to reach and achieve your vision. Once again, you have listened to Bishop and Bishop with Fire Talk. God bless you. We love you. And we hope to see you Sunday morning at 10:30 for a fiery service. God bless you in Jesus' name.